So cook times. Out of all my testing, the GoSun Sport was the fastest cooker of the whole lineup. The All American Sun Oven was pretty close to the Go Sport, or excuse me, GoSun Sport, but there was times that this like really just creamed everyone. So if you're looking for a fast oven, this is a really great option. This one did cook very well, very quickly. On and that's all relative to solar ovens, right? So like, this may take an hour to cook whatever I was cooking. This may take 25 minutes to cook the same thing. Okay. Whereas some of the other ones might be an hour and a half to 2 hours cooking under the same conditions, the same food. So the Sunflare was actually one of the slower to cook ovens that I had, but it has some really other like good features that actually push it over the top in several instances, that it's definitely something you should consider. And I wanted to kind of put in this lineup here because of that reason. So fastest, this was the second fastest, and I think this was the fourth or fifth fastest out of the ovens that I tested. Okay, so that was speed of cooking. The other thing that you want to consider is the volume that you can put of food, right? So this is the largest volume. I would say that if you're cooking like chickens, small turkeys, hams, roasts, things like that, this is a great one for that. Very close to the capacity is the chamber in this one. So these are pretty similar size. I think this one might be a little bit bigger, but yeah, this would be the largest kind of the ovens I think I tested. Maybe the Solarvore is a little bit bigger by volume, but it's close. This is probably, well, it is the smallest cooking volume. So you have this cooking tray here that you basically fill up with food, and then you put it in. And what I found is that this was the smallest, but then you kind of have this trade-off of it also cooks the fastest. So I can do one tray, cook it, pull it out, and while I'm eating this tray, I can put the tray back in, or I can get a second tray and put that in. And by the time I'm done eating the first tray, the second tray is already cooked. So like it kind of makes up for it, but if you're a family, I wouldn't suggest this just because of that smaller volume of cooking size. All right, next one would be price point, right? Price is a big consideration for a lot of people, and some of these ovens get pretty pricey. So $349 to $399. The $399 version comes with a lot of really great accessories, like pans and your trays and racks and things like that. So I feel like between the $349 and $399, you really should just go for the $399 if you're going to go with this oven. Then all your pots are going to fit in there nicely. Since I didn't have an oven, I didn't have any of the bakeware, so I would have had to buy it anyway. So that was a good, easy way for me to kind of get the things I needed right off the bat. But I think it's a good deal that comes with it. So I would go with the $399 setup here. This one here, I would go with the base model. I think it's $199. So yeah, the kind of the upgrades, you get a second tray, you get a carrying case. Those are nice, but nothing that would tip me in the balance. And then this one here is $85 to $165. So between the two, I got the deluxe version, which is that $165. And I really liked it because it had a lot of the things I wanted. And out of all of my testing, it had my favorite accessory, which was a silicone collapsible pot. It came with 2 of them, and I use it all the time now. They're great, and for me living in a tiny house, small space, they really, help out because I can collapse them into, like a quarter or maybe 3/8 of an inch. I don't know, pretty small, maybe ½ inch, thickness. So those were really great. So I might consider the upgrade version, but honestly, if you had pans, you could get away with the $85 version, or get the $85 version and go to like a secondhand shop and grab, a dark pot that is a thin wall, and you'd be just fine. So yeah, that's price point. So when it comes to price, I think these 2, this is the most expensive of the ones I have here, but I think depending on your situation, and we'll get into my recommendations for who, this may make a lot of sense, or this one will make a lot of sense. And then for people who are really budget minded, I would go with the Sunflare. Also, people who are just getting into it and you're not sure if you're really going to like it, so you could spend $85 instead of $399, right? You could save like $315 or something, like whatever that math is, just to figure out if you actually like it, if you're going to do it, or if you're just going to do it every so often. The Sunflare might be the option for you. And I know budget's a big consideration for most people, so this is the high end, the low end, and there's reasons to consider the Ghost on here. So I hope you found this helpful, and we have more videos going more in depth on each of these and kind of talking about it. So check us out at thetinylife.com. My name is Ryan Mitchell. Thanks for watching.